got a story to
It's
tell.
Illa Rebels, the IRS, and this is the Rev Show. So November 15th, 1995, let's get right to it. It was me, it was Gary Douglas, of course, and it was Antoine Matthews. It was a mysterious day for me, man. A day after school, it was on a Wednesday. I remember it like it was the back of my hand, man. A lot of things went on, you know what I mean? But I was getting fucked up, man. Let's get to the real shit. You know, Twan was out there, he was at the barbershop. This is in Teaneck, New Jersey. Gary just got his car, you know, he had the Thunderbird, the red joint, whatever. He put a whole bunch of shit in it that we didn't know about, you know, hyped up the engine and all that shit, man. He wanted to go to the city. And I'm trying to get, you know, I'm a young nigga, I'm getting out of high school, you know what I'm saying? I'm you know, doing shuffling, trying to hustle, just make everything happen, you know what I mean? You know, getting drunk, you know, doing all sorts of, you smoking weed, yeah, you know, getting high, you know, having a good time, you know. I was 16 years old, you know how that is. The rebellious stage, you know what I mean? That's why they call me Rebel. I was rebelling a lot back then, man, but, you know, I ain't even supposed to be here, man. Tell you the truth, after you hear this shit, you're gonna know why I'm doing this shit. So anyway, rest in peace to G. Frego, we miss you. Twan was going to get his hair cut. I was upstairs with Top at his crib. Man, I was getting so fucked up, man. I was drinking dark liquor, I was drinking white liquor, I was drinking St. Ives, you know. You know what I mean? But Twan comes to Top, and I was like, yo, man, G about to come through, about to go to the city, get some smoke, man, go fuck with some bitches and shit, you know what I mean? I was motivating, man. I was getting things done. So I was like, all right, cool, yeah. Next thing you know, G pulls up. Let's go. Rev, get in. At the time, you know, me and G was doing a lot of finagling, hustling and shit together. I was hustling for him. I was also hustling for Pooh at the time. You know, I was doing two things at one time. You know what I'm saying? I was getting shit out. Niggas was feeling me like, yo, Rev, you getting the shit off, whatever. So the older niggas respected me for that. And it was like, you know, I was a young nigga, you know, trying to make a name for itself, going through all that Inglewood drama. Love y'all niggas, man. We're gonna get to that story later. But anyway, G pulled up, he's like, I gotta go to the crib real quick before we go to the city, whatever. So we goes down his block. Twan lived on the same block, Washington Place. Right when we pulled the corner, I hopped in. I'm so sauce, I hopped in. Twan hopped in the front. G's driving. We seen Taylor, Burn. Them niggas had the new act. At that time, it was the new act. You know what I'm saying? And G was on it like, yo, let's race. Boom, boom. I got some shit for y'all niggas. And Bernie and them niggas like, Taylor, man, get out of here, man. You ain't ready for this shit, man. Whatever. And G's like, man, I'm ready, nigga. Like, y'all niggas can't fuck with me. And he pulled off on some. Going to the city and shit. Chopped it up, but he pulled off like it was a demon in him, bro. Like, fuck y'all niggas, man. Y'all niggas can't fucking beat me. Not on no fuck y'all niggas or some like hate you die shit, but just like, y'all can't fuck with me. Y'all niggas ain't ready to race. You know what I mean? Them niggas laughing. Ain't shit, man. Get the fuck out of here, ain't shit. So it was like, alright, whatever. Before we can even get to Twan crib was before the hill. Before we can even get to Twan crib, man, I must have blacked out, bro. Because the way he pulled off, it was like I got wrapped in a cocoon by the angels, bro. So, G pulls off, bro. And all I remember is the car just shaking, like my head doing this, like how I was doing. And then we was listening to that Jizza thing. Twan had some new exclusives. Yo, check this shit out. And it must have been that Jizza, Liquid Storage, one of the joints that was on that album, man. And it took me into a zone, bro. Like that golf shit, like you about to enter the realm of the Wu-Tang, 36 Chambers of Death. You know what I mean? And I was just like captivated by that, like. But anyways, all I can remember is Twan in the front seat turning around like, yo, G, slow down. And it was slow motion, but at the same time so fast. You know what I mean? It just was what it was, man. And I woke up in the hospital, bro. That's all I can remember, man. waking up in the house. After that, it was a wrap. So let's go into the statistics of it. The actual realness of it. I wakes up out of the hospital, and the first thing I'm thinking of, because the beef was major then. First thing, and we're gonna get to that story later. And it's all love, you know, we're not bringing that up to be, anyway, you know. The beef was so major, I could see a video camera on me, and I'm in the hospital, like, what? I'm feeling so doped up, man, from all the medication that these doctors done put in me to, I guess, keep my heart pumping or whatever the case may be. And I was just like, they caught up to me, my pops, he recorded me and shit, like, oh my God, you know what I mean? So like, I'm just like, pardon me, man, I'm gonna have to edit this shit. But it was that deep, you know what I mean? But anyway, got the camera on me and shit, you know, because this could have been my last days. You know, I was in a coma for 3 days or 4, whatever they say. You know, look it up, Google it, whatever the hell, you know, you could do to figure it out. You know what I mean? I know they got it on record, so it's there. We made the Suburbanite, you know, in Teaneck the next day. So, and they closed school. Shout out to Teaneck High, man. You know, once they heard the news, they closed the school, man. I think for a day. Once they heard the news, they closed it for a day. So, it was that serious. And it was just like, I thought the Minglewood niggas caught up to me, you know what I mean? I thought they jumped me, you know what I mean? So I'm like, oh, did they, you know, I had braids back then. I'm like, my hair messed up, you know, shout out to G, rest in peace, because they jumped him, and they split his wig, all that shit. He had to cut his hair, you know, he had braids, and that's when he really looked like Tupac. Oh, let's get a flashback of what G looked like, you know, we're gonna throw that in there, so y'all can see, you know what I'm talking about. But anyway, if I can find something, but anyway, you know, it was like, did they catch up to me? And dad's like, oh, no, rest in peace to Pops, because he ain't here no more, you know what I mean? We got through that. That's another story, anyway. So, it's the Rep Show. Stay tuned. We go down Washington Place, and from what the forensics has shown us is that G driving his car so damn fast. From what I heard, this nigga put some crazy Mustang engine in a Thunderbird. We're going down Washington. This nigga's, he hits this bump. Now the city's fucked up for that, because this bump and this ditch in the ground was supposed to be paved a long time ago. So Teaneck, you're wrong for that. And they paved it up later. My pops went and recorded and everything. I don't know where that's at, whatever. But he went to go record the shit because G was going so fast, and then the leaves, it was November up top in Jersey and wet and all this shit. The leaves, you know, they brushed the leaves to the side, but it's so much in the street. This nigga G swerving, woo, going down, whoa, boom, hit the motherfucking bump. The car starts flipping, brother. The car starts flipping in the air, hitting cars, boom, boom. Left side, boom, boom, right and left side, like, boom, 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 boom. I'm like, meanwhile, I'm in the back, trapped in the trunk now, because the seat must have, boom, so hard that the seat came out. You know how you can throw your back seat out, like, and then put, you know what I'm saying? The seat must have came out, so I must have hit the front, boom, and then flipped back into the trunk. And got trapped in that bitch. You get what I'm saying? You dig what I'm saying? So now I'm like, you know what I mean? While all that was going on, this nigga at the same time, the way G died, man, is fucked up, man. From what I hear, man, I mean, God bless your soul, we love you, brother. It's fucked up. But Twan gets thrown out the car. Twan, shot out that motherfucker like he was a cannonball. Boom! Like, oh! And it hits the ground and tumbles. That's when he tells me, like, I'm red, man, I'm tongue. And it's cold out there, so, you know, he's on the ground shivering. Thank God some old lady comes. It was probably an angel, you know what I mean? Really, you know what I mean? But the lady from, I guess he knows her, whatever, whoever, throws a blanket over him, you know what I mean? Oh, I'm gonna call the cops, call the ambulance, all this shit. You know what I'm saying? And he's meanwhile there, still conscious, but then he's like, I blacked out a couple of times, right? Then I woke up and I'm looking at the car upside down. And I'm like, what? He's like, yo, dog. So I'm stuck in the trunk. The car is upside down on his, you know what I'm saying, on his hood. You know what I'm saying? And it's like crashed into it. What stopped us was the brick house, the bricks on the sidewalk of the lady house, and then a tree. You know how the tree, and then they had little bricks around it. You know what I'm saying? So, well, that stops the car from doing what it's doing. Meanwhile, I'm still stuck in this shit. Next thing you know, the fire, police, everything come down there, man, and had to break me out. Next thing you know, I had to break me out with the jaws of life. You know what I mean? So I'm just like, you know, it happens, man. I was so drunk though, the doctors say that, you know, maybe that was what saved him. I was like 80.5, dog, on the Richter scale. You know what I'm saying? What is it, like 0.08 to be drunk? They're like, this nigga was way beyond drunk. He was gone or something like that. Check the statistics, man. That was damn near, you know, so many years ago, man, but it's the life that I went through. So now, you know, gee, man, they said the brake, I don't know, I don't even want to explain it, man. I might not even be explaining it right, but, you know, the brake, metal, the steering wheel crushed his body, bro. So you got the brake, steel leg coming up on you, or, you know, or whatever, however that works, and then the steering wheel, metal, and everything just.
You pay the price, the lyrics, the beats, the speakers, the mics. I'm burning in hell. I'm walking with Satan. Then he said, re-revelation.
It's the Rep Show, man. Series 1, Episode 1. Stay tuned.